Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement, sponsored by American Design and Build.
Liborio D'Arerio, my partner over here that I'm speaking with. And how about a shout out to ArcaFuture?
Yes, okay, folks. Well, now I'm in here. We're home. We're ready to relax now. We're on the air. I was doing a little finagling here with the video, which you'll be able to see shortly on some public access on cable. So, folks, let's get back. Yes, ArcaFuture. Okay, I am an architect, and I just want to let you shout out there a little bit at you folks and let you know a little bit about the design process again and where we were going with the show in general over the last 3 weeks. If you have any questions, now's the time to get out there, 651-1110. Give us a holler, okay? We have open lines. We're looking for some people with some questions. My company name is ArcaFuture. We have been doing design and build for 20 years, 22 years, and we are enjoying the process, and we always meet new people and always looking to meet others that are interested in doing some nice quality work. Our office numbers in New York are 845-351-2600, and in New Jersey is 201-785-1616. What we do is we try and help you understand what you're looking to create, put together the design process where we take our computers, we take your ideas, and we meld them together and come up with some sort of a concept scheme for you. And then when you see the scheme, if you approve that and it's something that you like, we move forward and we create some construction documents. These are the instruments that are used at the building department to take you to get your building permit and allow you to do a few things. So what we tried to do over the last 3 weeks was to educate you folks in regards to how to start the process, where do you go, how do you collect information, what's the process. We did skip out on something called the digital scrapbook. Now, we started, Mike was here. When he gets in, he'll go back over his composition notebook, which is a hard copy or something that you can carry around with you. Then we also have the digital scrapbook, as it were, and that would be something where you can use your digital camera to catalog your ideas as you see them. Earl, we have a phone call. Okay, go ahead, caller.
Hi, my name is Lauren Chella, and I have a question about sealing driveways.
Oh, so sealing driveways. Okay, yeah, it's a good time to talk about sealing driveways. Where are you calling from? Not an apple orchard.
Yes, Liborio, we are.
Oh, very nice.
We're up here in Maskers.
Very nice. Well, I'm looking for a nice green apple if you come across one over there. Let's talk about sealing the driveway. That's a good question. I'm glad that you called and asked that one. We've had a few people actually email us, and when is the appropriate time to seal up your driveway? Now, there's 2 times to do that, right, Earl? What do you think? Spring and fall? What would you say?
That's correct. However, the driveway sealing companies would like you to do it all year round.
Right, they want you to seal once a month. But, yes, appropriate times would be in the springtime after the winter has gone, the ice is gone, and the snow has melted, and you look at your driveway and you see after the plow guys come through, there's a bunch of cracks and maybe a hole that was created or something, a little divot. So you'd want the company to come in and take a look at it, patch where they need to, apply some bituminous into the cracks that might have opened up, and then they come over with a slush coat, as it were, a black tar material that they put on. They squeege it out, similar to paint on a garage floor. And what that does is that takes the old material and the heat of the new material on top emulsifies it and creates a nice hard surface again so that you're good for a season. They recommend that you do it again in the fall. When are you planning on doing this driveway?
In the fall.
In the fall, yeah. So a good time to do it is in the fall, because if any cracks develop during the springtime and over the summer from heating and expanding and contracting, then you want to be able to seal all those up before the guy comes through with his plow and starts hitting some of those cracks and digging out your driveway. So the best time to do it is whenever you see wear on your driveway before it gets too far, is to put the sealant on and create a nice finished coat on the top so that when that plow guy comes through, he can glide right over the top of that stuff. How's that?
So it protects from the snowplow?
That is correct. And it also protects from snow and water getting in there and then freezing. And when it freezes, what it does is it heaves out pieces of the driveway. So each crack that's in your driveway over the winter time will then water will melt and get in there, and then at night when it freezes, it expands and it pops that stuff, and it creates a bigger problem in the springtime. So if you catch it early, and we suggest, folks, if you're listening out there, take a look at your driveway the next time you get in your car and see what you think. It's not an expensive thing. There are a couple of companies out there. American Design and Build could help you out with that project. If you want to give them a call, they can do that for you. We have a gentleman that works with our company that does the sealing, and we can give you that number if you want to give a call to 283-6763 and ask for Earl.
Yeah, Lauren, two quick things. Number one, I like to do my driveway in the fall, so all the leaves that fall down from the trees get embedded in there. And I have pretty leaves on my driveway throughout the year.
Oh, nice, Earl. That's good. Multicolored driveway. Earl likes the mosaic, the leaf mosaic. Very good.
Right. Also, Lauren, I'd just like to let you know that you are the apple of my eye.
There we go. Look at that.
Thank
All right,
you.
Earl. Thanks for the call, Lauren.
Out here.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
Gentlemen, I have a question. If your driveway is properly sealed, how long should that last before cracks appear?
Okay, well, that's Rich hitting us from the booth with that one, a little retort on it.
Providing no heavy vehicles have gone up the driveway.
Right, barring any heavy
but just
vehicles.
regular wear and tear over the season.
Well, Rich, let's look at it this way. If it was done properly and the driveway is a new surface, every other year is probably what you'd have to look at for that. And it's basically worked on wear and tear, how much traffic you have on the driveway. After 2 years or so, if a snowplow's coming through every year, the surface actually deteriorates and does wear off, and they want you to really try and do it every couple of years. But it's, again, depending on the length of your driveway. It's not an expensive proposition to have somebody come in. The materials, it could be a few $100s for a 40-foot driveway, and to have the gentleman apply it is only another few bucks. So, I mean, for a few $100s, it's a way to save your investment. And the driveway is a big investment. If you have to put in that 40-foot driveway, you'll be spending $3,000 or $4,000. So a few $100s every other year goes a long way in prolonging the life of your driveway. So we suggest that you do it at least every other year. Some manufacturers will tell you every year. So we're ready now to get back to the part of our show where we read off some emails that we have. We had a few emails, and this is the time of the year that people check their garage doors there, Earl. So, and as usual, in the many years that we've done this show, this is the old garage door program, I guess we'll call it. We're going to have to go back to the garage door, and we had a couple of emails here from people in the Warwick and the Wallkill area. I guess they were listening last time and called in, a few folks, about the garage door and the garage door getting stuck and checking, and there's some things that are loose on the garage door. So maybe in the fall time is a good time to check your garage doors, and we'll go through the process of how do you tighten up the garage door? How do you make sure that garage door is secure before the winter comes? Make sure that all your thermoseals are okay around the perimeter so that you don't get too much air coming in, and so forth. So let's start with that, Earl. What do you think, Earl? What do you got going with the old garage door? How would you start your process with the garage door?
Well, one of the things that a lot of people just take for granted is that homes expand and contract. Part of the homes, your siding, your roofing, your soffit area, your fascia area, these areas, your garage doors, expand and contract with the weather. So here we are, we're heading into October, October 1st. It's starting to get cooler at nights, cooler in the daytimes. Things are shrinking down a little bit, getting a little tighter or looser, depending on which side of the coin you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And things start creaking and making noises and not working correctly. Doors that were squeaking are not squeaking. Doors that were not squeaking are now squeaking. And the garage doors, you press the button, you think it's going to close all the way, and it gets stuck halfway down.
Right. This is what we have in one of our emails here. It comes in from Lori, and she's telling us in regards to this. Hold on, we have a guest coming in the studio here. It's Mike Ash. Mike.
Hey, Mike. Hello, how are you today?
We're doing the old
Happy
garage
holiday.
door show here, Mike. So get your phones on, sit down. We got a little behind here, just trying to get going. But good to see you, Mike. Maybe you want to try this one. That's it. There we go. Okay, so today we're talking about the garage door again. We're starting the old garage door, Mike. What do you think? Starting the old garage door, Mike. What do you think?
Afternoon, everybody. Was a little
right.
busy this morning. Couldn't get here on time.
Where
but
were
we're
you,
back
Mike?
again.
What were you doing, Mike?
I was up at the Building Association this morning, dropping off a little bit of our tapes so we can get our sponsor coming on a regular basis. And a
Right.
shout out to the Building Association of Hudson Valley.
Mike and I and Earl are all members of the National Builders Association here in the country, in America, as well as the local chapters. Earl and Mike are members of the Hudson Valley, and Mike and I are members of the Bergen County. So you have a lot of qualified people here to give you information. We'd like you to, put down your cup of coffee, stop picking those apples. Well, we did get an apple picker out there
Yeah, I
calling.
heard that on the way up.
It
That was
wasn't
pretty
bad.
good. She tried.
And give us a call at 651-1110.
Don't be shy. Try us out. We're really nice people.
We're talking about how to keep your garage door in order here, or how to put it back in order before the winter comes, Mike. And so let's start again with the garage door. Where did we start? Now, we talked to Earl. We were talking about all the stuff that could go wrong. But normally, the first place you check are the tracks, the tracking of the garage door. That's the simplest and easiest, right?
Yeah, the tracks are one. And I always remember with the garage door that was always scary with the springs.
And the springs. Okay, so we can check tension with the springs and the tracks. And usually if doors are sticking or something's getting locked or checking, it's a problem with the mechanism, perhaps at the...
Rich is telling us we have another caller. Would you please say hello? Hello.
Hi, caller.
Hello,
Yeah, who is this and where are you calling from?
my name is Jack Murray, and I'm calling from Goshen.
Oh, Goshen, nice.
Hi, Jack.
Afternoon, Jack.
Hi, Jack. It's nice out there in Goshen today.
Yes, it is.
You have a question for us this afternoon?
Yes, I do. I'm working with a contractor right now. I'm planning on putting an addition on my home. And one of the recommendations he's come up with is that I try to match the shingles on the existing home part that we're not going to disturb with what we're going to do. And I just wondered, does that make sense to you?
Let me give you Earl. He's pretty good at this level. Go ahead, Earl.
Yeah, hi, Jack. Okay, not to beat up your contractor at all, but the roof, excuse me.
You can beat him up if you want.
Way to go. Earl, easy.
Slight
Slick to the rescue here.
Slight case of mad dog disease, bit by a dog when I was younger, whenever I hear the word roof. The roof of your home is one of the most important parts of your home, and it is just underestimated, not paid as much attention to. So a contractor saying to you, we're just going to match what you have up there, or try to match that. How old is your home?
Oh, it's at least 50 years old.
Okay, and has the roof been, have you resurfaced the roof in the past? Have you?
No, we're there only, we're there 12 to 15 years now, and I don't know when the roof was done. The roof's probably 15, 20 years old.
Okay, so it's due. What I would suggest, without seeing your
How many
home,
layers?
yeah, I would suggest that you address this topic in detail with this contractor. And what I'm getting at is this: that roof shingle that you have on there may be an asphalt shingle and may have a 15 to 20 year life expectancy, and that life expectancy may be due. It may be
Overdue.
yeah. And so while you're putting this addition on your home, they have new products now, 30, 40, 50-year architectural shingles
Is that right?
that are much better, adds just the aesthetic look to the home, to the roof,
That's
again.
right.
And
No asbestos.
It's just like having a top hat on the top of a tuxedo. You need to have something aesthetically as well as functional on top of that on top of your house. So when you do it, you make sure you do both. You get something that looks great, make yourself aware of all the new technologies that are out there and all the things that are available. And this guy sounds like he doesn't want. He just wants to do the old-fashioned, and I don't even know what he wants to do out
You might
there.
have material left over from another
Right, that's it.
Well, that's what I was kind of wondering about. I figured I didn't know how old the shingles was up there and everything, and from somebody that doesn't know much about shingles, that's a protection I'd want to have now. So
Well,
that's
Earl,
advice.
wouldn't you want to recommend American Design and Build, because they do roofing and siding as well?
Who was that?
American Design and Build,
American Design and Build.
Get a pencil out.
845-283-6763. Whoa, easy there. Slow it down.
Come on now.
283-6763.
Hang on, hold it together here now.
Right?
63.
6 763. American Design and Build.
Yeah, we get calls like that once or twice a week on that type of stuff. So it'd be nice to hear from you. We could come and help you out, take a look, and
Good.
have a nice cup of coffee with you. At least give you some
Are
information.
you bringing the coffee?
Always. American Design and Build brings the coffee and donuts.
All right. No donuts for me. I had too many donuts in my life.
You're not a police officer, are you?
Thanks a lot. I appreciate this.
Great hearing from you.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Thanks for
good
the
day.
call.
Right. Bye-bye.
All right, that was a nice call.
Yeah, it was
Back
good.
to garages now.
Back
All right,
to garage.
so the garage door.
I was
So
talking about springs.
okay, so the first thing is to check and lubricate all of the moving parts, Mike. So springs being one of the stretchable moving parts, a little WD-40 or something on there, a little cleaning rag to get anything that's on there from the thing opening and closing. You don't want to do it.
Rich is telling us we have another call.
Oh.
Hello, caller.
We're never going to get through this garage door. Go ahead.
Who's calling and tell us where you're from?
How you doing? This is Steve, your friendly renovator.
Hey, Steve, what's
Steve,
going
you
on?
making
Always good to
somebody
hear
happy
from you.
today or what?
All right, how you guys doing
Good,
today?
man. Where are you roving around today, Steve?
Oh, we're in beautiful Rockland County.
Oh, nice. Very nice down there. The leaves are starting to change. I took the ride up from Rockland County today.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. And what type of project you working on today, Steve?
Oh, we just started renovating another kitchen designed by your host, Mr. Mike.
Way to go, Mike. All right. That's excellent. It's nice to hear that some of these projects are moving through very
I
smoothly.
actually know the project you're working on, too.
Which is, throw the name out, Mike. Which project are you working on?
Lauren.
And it's Lauren. And you know what? And let me ask you something. Steve, you might want to throw out your name and number again for the folks. This is our roving renovator out there. He calls in once a week, lets us know where he is, what he's doing. It's
And who
Steve.
he's keeping happy.
He's keeping everybody happy. Everybody's smiling.
It's
and
a good job, Steve. It's got kitchens, it's got tiles, it's got a little bit of everything going on.
Yeah. we
Not
do it
bad.
all.
Steve, throw your name and number out there for the folks.
Well, that's the renovation consultant at 845-831-7609.
Nice. You have a joke of the day for us while you're out there?
No joke.
All right, just check. You do, but not for on the air. I understand. All right, Steve. Thanks for calling in. It's always a pleasure. We'd like to hear from you again next week. Where you are next week.
All right, we'll see.
All right.
care, Steve.
Ciao, Steve.
Take care.
He's
All right.
okay,
Steve is good.
Yeah, I like him
Ooh,
also.
Steve is out there. Steve is our man in the field. So if you folks are looking for anything out in the field, you give Steve a call. He comes, he takes a look too. We got a lot of people out there that are interested in helping you out with your home improvement project. So
back to greasing the wheels again.
Oh, those wheels. Mike, okay, so let's start in with this garage door again. So the next thing is to try and lubricate all the parts, like we said. And we're working, if you look at your garage door, on the edges of the garage door where there's a metal track that runs on each side of it, there are wheels and pulleys that are attached to the door that stretch and move and slide in different locations.
Do you have to degrease everything before?
Degrease, Mike.
Yeah, like WD-40 for degreasing and then you start lubricating? How do you do that?
Well, here's what happens. If you see there's chunks of black grease in there, sometimes that's good on the inner part of the wheel, but some people want want cleanliness in their garage too much.
They actually wear white gloves in
They
the garage,
get,
you're telling me?
we have guys that want to actually paint their floors and put tiles down and so forth. And we are doing one in Ramsey where we're putting down a showroom floor in the guy's garage. So for those folks, WD-40, a little solvent, take all the grease right off. And you can put some nice clean grease in there, Mike, some nice, Vaseline-colored grease.
Clear.
Clear. And that would work. And we could get the garage door moving in the right direction, okay?
See, now we check the track, we check the wheels. You have to start putting together the planks that make that door together tighter or anything?
Okay, so now, what do we do next? We move everything up and down. It's moving better, but it still has it stops shortly, briefly on the way down. There's a little click or something.
Hesitation, you mean?
Hesitation. What could be causing that? Most likely, what could be causing that is that there are some loose pieces. It's a 4-part door or 5-part door.
Exactly.
The components or the hinges that allow the door to split open when it goes up, like curved part of your rail. Usually those things over time loosen up as well. So lubricating only does half the job. You got to check the entire mechanism. So the hinging and the connecting details that are on the garage door on the back are always something. Earl, you're shaking your head.
I can't say it
You
enough.
can't say enough.
Safety, safety, safety. Homes that are 20, 30, 40 years old, again, they don't have the safety wires in through the springs. These springs, when the door is closed, the springs are fully extended. And every now and then, one of these springs will let loose. And 99 out of 100 times, nobody's there to be hit by a spring. But it's the one time that a child or your wife is in the garage going to get into the car, into the minivan to go to soccer practice, and bang, right on the head with a spring.
Unbelievable,
Okay,
Earl.
and that's why
scary.
nowadays they have a safety wire that runs through the spring, so that if the spring ever does let loose, it will be held and caught by the wire, the safety wire.
Very nice.
And most garage door openers don't have those safety wires in them.
Oh, see, Earl, you're educating the
Good
folks
point,
out there.
Earl.
Very good.
Okay, so go out to your local home supply store and buy the safety wire kit, even if you have an old garage door with the springs, and attach it and run it through so that this doesn't happen to you. I know in my home's only 18 years old, and I've gone out into the garage in the morning, pressed the button, the door does not go up. I start to research why, because one of my springs at night while I've slept has let go and it breaks on the end.
Did it break the Mercedes, Earl? That you had?
Yeah, I wish. We'll get back to the garage doors. I believe we have another call.
Another call.
Hello, and who's calling?
Hi, this is Janie from Monroe. How are you?
I'm great, Jamie. How are you?
Good. I have a question. I
Okay.
have a kitchen and I want to replace it. What's the first step?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
good one. Excellent.
First step is to call Mike Ash.
Right, that's
that's
it. And
it.
make an appointment with Mike. Mike, where do they do that, as a matter of fact?
You can always give me a call directly at 914-525-8100, and I'll be happy to schedule up an appointment. But normally what takes place is you start putting together some information, some ideas that you would either like to continue with a wood cabinet, what type of countertop, and start creating all these questions, what I call in a composition black and white book again.
Okay.
We did mention that earlier, Mike, before you were here, and here you are putting that book together again. I like that.
I've been doing this composition book for over 30 years already. It's a great way of doing things. You handle the book from the left side, any question that comes up, and as soon as you make a decision that you like a particular refrigerator, a typical door, cabinet style, whatever it might be, you put it on the right-hand side, and you start accumulating pictures.
So get all my ideas together.
I always thought that way. Then when you more or less feel comfortable that you think you know what you want, then you give me a call. We can sit down and I'll play devil's advocate and we'll narrow it down to the best possible situation.
Very nice, Mike. That's it. And when do we talk about budget?
Well, as you start coming up with all these ideas, what you want to do, you have to consider, do you want to expand other than the house, outside the
Jamie,
house?
what are you spending on your kitchen? 75, 80 grand?
Is that below your budget? Or
All
what?
right, 45, 50 grand. Let's get that. That's a midpoint. Let's say you're going to spend about 45 or 50. Mike, what could you
Okay.
do there?
That's going to include a lot, though. It's going to be your cabinetry, it'll be your countertops, it'll be probably most of your appliances getting replaced,
Appliances, floors,
flooring,
Tiling,
tiling.
for backsplash, tiling
Lighting.
for floor, replace lighting.
the whole
Ref-
shebang.
The
whole
whole
shebang.
project, right.
Very
Would
good.
be in
Wow,
that
you
type
guys
of
just
ballpark.
redid the whole kitchen.
That was good.
That was the idea, yeah. So I expect a
Beautiful.
phone call from you shortly if you're ready, and then we can start talking in that budget if that becomes realistic, and we can
Okay.
continue at that point.
Yeah,
And your
then-
number again?
My number is 914-525-8100.
Great. Thanks for all the information, guys. You're doing
Thanks
a
for
Great.
good
calling.
job.
Thanks for the call. Great to have
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Good to have everyone listening out there. We got a lot of calls today. See, the garage door show works.
A lot of
We
people are
forgot
off
to-
today.
We forgot to mention the magic hat here today, Earl.
Oh, it
Maybe
looks
we got to
interesting.
go on
What's
a
in the
break
magic
here,
hat?
and then we'll go into the magic box. Rich, what do you think?
Okay.
All right, so we'll hit the magic box when we get back. The ABC's a home improvement here on 10 a.m. So if any of you folks have any questions about the garage door, now's the time to call in. 651-1110. Earl, what do you think, man? So we've oiled it down. You came up with that safety wire, which is very
Well,
good.
the safety wire for the springs is very important nowadays. It's installed on every new garage door opener now, but your homes that are 20, 30 years old, and you have the old garage door and old garage door openers, you don't have the safety wire in the springs, and that's a real safety issue.
I'm surprised that some of the garage door manufacturers or installers are not suggesting that. I have not heard of that myself either yet, Earl.
Yeah, I did, because I had two springs ready to crack on me once in the last house. And when they came back and replaced everything, the wires went in.
Yes.
And I was surprised when I heard the bango, because I didn't know what that noise was in the garage.
Right. If
Isn't that an Australian animal, that bango, or no?
It's a dingo ate your baby.
Sorry, I just had to get you, Mike, there.
Well, you got me good. Dango's.
That's what you
Bango.
get. I mean, we were planning that one. When you came in late, we had that one all set up. When you said bango, we were ready for you.
Perfect.
Earl and I. All right, so back to the...
What about that magic hat we keep talking about?
Oh, the
giving-
magic hat,
We want
right.
to give things away
Okay,
here.
so listen, we got a
Is
few
anybody
things
counting
here.
the callers?
Is anyone? Well, we're going to have to start from zero again, I guess.
I think the next call that actually puts
We
in.
have here, Earl, here it comes again, the integrated telephone answering machine, the ITA600 from Sony. Okay?
The
And,
ITA 600.
We're giving this away
Okay.
on the air for the second caller, so don't wait. You can call twice.
Right.
And you have the Sony answering service here out of the home of Arca Future. The world headquarters is being renovated, and we're taking care of the old technology and bringing in the new technology. So you guys out there,
That's a fancy schmangle.
I have also here a Sony Handycam Video 8 CCD F34 camcorder. Both of these items are up for the second and third callers coming in before the end of the show. You can pick these items up at the radio station. They are the old technology. We're going digital now, so we're removing the old stuff from our office and giving you an opportunity out there to retrofit your home office, or just somebody who's starting a movie career wants to get out there.
So call up and let's get
Let's get some things
Let's get some
going
new
here.
stuff going.
We
yeah.
got to empty out the magic hat, so next week I can bring in some more cool things.
All right, so basically, you're giving away your used phone system and your used Handycam.
Precisely, that is correct.
But you're giving it away for free.
For free, and you
Okay,
can come
so-
and visit the station, and if you can get here before the station closes, we'll autograph them.
Okay.
Earl, I, and Mike will autograph this stuff for you if you can get here before the show closes, and we'll shake your hand. How's that?
Very good.
Okay, 651-1110. We're on the air live today.
And Rich is ready for your
And
phone
Rich
calls
is
to
ready
come
for
in.
your phone calls. Now back to that garage door.
All right, the safety wire, very important. Again, the nuts and bolts, Mike alluded to the fact that they could become a little bit loose, and you should pay attention to preventive maintenance in all aspects of your home.
Is there anything you can do with the garage door to insulate it to help out, maybe as far as that goes with the old ones?
Well, the new garage doors now,
I know the air pockets on the track are a problem. The rubber on the bottom can maybe be looked at. I mean, basically, you've got the door components, you've got the track and the wheels and the safety wire. You've also got that rubber bumper that comes down when the door closes. That also helps from field mice and those type of things.
Seal the
entering
bottom,
house.
yes.
That's the rubber baby bumper.
right, and they've got it, and a good rubber gasket to fit around the sides and the top. And they are weather tight now, and they are insulated doors now. But again, it's what you pay for. You get what you pay for. If you go out and buy a
Always.
cheap hollow garage door or a cheap panel garage door, you get what you pay for. There's no insulation in there. Or you can buy a good insulated garage door, and when you do upgrade to the better garage door, you're going to get the better weather stripping around the sides and the top, and you're going to get a good seal. Again, a garage door is only one of the aspects of your home that needs to be looked at a couple times a year. Are all the rollers, are they tight? Are all your pulleys and your springs in good working order? Your track well lubricated? These are things that nobody's going to do it for you.
That's
You've
right.
got to go out a couple times a year and take a good look at it. Is it working properly for the safety of your family members and guests that come into your home?
Do you think it'd be a good idea with spring and fall when you're looking at the driveway to also look at your garage door? Those
Absolutely.
2 times of the year?
Absolutely.
After the weather has gone through its
Earl, what's
extreme
the old
changes?
saying? What's the old saying? You look down, you look up. You look to the left, you look to the right. 3 times, 4 times a year when you're walking around your house.
I never heard that saying.
See? Oh, I just made that one up. Holy cow. All right, that's a double one. All right. And you find things. I mean, if you keep looking once or twice, 3 times a month, you'll find things all around your house, little projects that really need to be taken care of.
As seasons start and end is when things have to be looked at extremes.
And if you let them go, Mike, you know that there's always an issue.
There's
They
the
get
roof,
worse.
there's the gutter,
Right,
there's
they
the
get
garage
worse.
door, there's the driveway. All the basic things that weather takes affected by.
Right. We had a call a little while ago, beginning of the show. Gentleman had some question about roofing, shingles, and this and that. Again, these are things, and we're going to have a whole show on roofing. We're going to have a whole show on the gutters and the downspouts.
That's
These
right.
are things that we can take a whole show to talk about.
Right,
And
all
just
of the
exa-
things that need to be done
Yes.
just on a gutter system and drainage and water away from the house.
We're going to have a whole show on just home maintenance, on once you become a homeowner and you're living in your home, the things you need to look at and examine
To be aware.
and be aware of safety and wear and tear.
Right.
Issues.
And these things always, if you don't catch them in the beginning, they
You get
create other
costly.
problems.
Yeah,
And
costly.
right. So it's always nice to sort of, be a sleuth out there on your own house and keep yourself aware of what's happening, and don't look the other way on the small issues, because they become big issues, and the small issues can be solved probably for a minimal amount of money. But you wait a year or two, and it becomes something that becomes
Yeah, but
astronomical.
you know what's good about a
sometimes.
garage door, though? It's a weekend job. And you
It's
can
a
do
lot
it.
of fun. You could do it before
It really
the Giant
isn't that
game,
long a
right,
job,
Mike?
really. Yeah, it really can, especially the 4:30 games later now.
How'd the Giants do this weekend? Oh, it was a bye week.
Please. They stayed home.
They did good this week.
They didn't lose.
play.
That's it. All right. One left thing I can think of on the garage door is the finish coat on it. Put a paint on it.
Finish coat. You check the gasketing around the door. Also, you got to check the opener itself. So a lot of times people forget to check the opener. The mechanism up top needs to be oiled, needs to be maintained at a certain interval. People just figure that thing keeps going. Once it's up there, 15 years later, they don't understand the chain snapped, or the
It's
cord's
good to
not
release
working.
the door once in a while off the safety, too.
Sometimes, if you're not going to, you go away on vacation for a week or so, they tell you can release the chain and take the tension off of that system. A week or two in the fall, a week or two in the spring when you go away. It's always a good idea. That works out well. Prolongs the life.
The unit itself is usually held to the garage ceiling with some brackets, some angle iron with the holes in it, and it's usually up against the joists, the
Yes,
ceiling joists,
directly
and
into
it's
the
bolted
joist.
in. Okay, and every time you press that button, there is a certain amount of torque put on that unit and put
Tension.
on those brackets.
Yep.
Yes, and so it's not a bad idea to climb up inside your garage ceiling there
Make
and
sure you
make
take
sure
the car out first.
that the,
Yeah, that Mercedes, Earl. You've had that Mercedes
The
now
light
for 3 or
bulbs.
4 years, and it's
the
nice.
bolts that are holding those brackets that hold your unit, make sure that they work their way loose out of the joists.
Mm-hmm.
And again, next thing you know, you're pressing a button and your garage door is not going up
If
or
you
down.
start to see more jumping on your door than normal, that's got to tell you right off the bat something's a little loose.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if you're used to seeing a nice smooth roll, and everything runs fine, you're in good shape. It's a quick maintenance.
You get
But
used
if
to the
you
sound.
Right. You can tell right away. It's a daily thing that you hear. And all of a sudden you start realizing there's a little unevenness of the door closing or a different tension sound. Time to take a look what's going on. Don't wait till the very last moment.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Especially
clue.
with tension with that safety factor you talked about.
Yes,
Nice.
good clue.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we have the garage door. I mean, any questions out there, give us a call on that. Mike, we were recapping the last 3 shows. We're sort of
They were
doing an
good
ad hoc
shows.
show here today. And so we went through basically the process of
Selecting.
yes, not even selecting. First, what do we do to get started on this project? How does it work? And again, the composition book, we left out one thing that I thought was important, because last time we did the show, the technology was just coming about. But digital cameras, digital scrapbooks, also a great way to catalog your ideas other people have. You're at their house, you see something you like, you take out your phone camera or something, and you just take a little sketch shot, and you keep that, and that will inspire the idea, and it'll keep it fresh in your mind until you can get to a creative designer to put it
That's
together
really
for you.
helpful if you're doing an exterior addition. It's really helpful if you're doing an interior job before the walls are closed up.
Mhm.
It can help you along the way, all the way through.
So that's a good way to catalog, and we didn't put enough
Picture worth
emphasis on that.
1,000 words.
Well,
isn't
we did say that in American Design and Build, picture's worth 1,000 words, right there, Earl?
I never heard that.
So we went through that cataloging and so forth, and we thought that was a good problem. So we went through that cataloging and so forth, and we thought that was a good process. And then the next thing was picking out your design professional and coming up with a budget and sitting down and getting all of these items in order before we even start laying out a design of some sort. We wanted to get the budget in line with what you're trying to accomplish, and this, we said, was always the critical part. This is the point where things get lost, or there's some sort of mistake in a budget or something. So it needs to be very clear, very, very succinct. What is the budget? What are we trying to accomplish for that?
These
And
are
then-
all real situations you can't avoid.
Right.
You really can't, because the more you talk about it, the more reality starts taking place in these jobs.
right. And again, the major issue we talked about, and since Earl knows and Mike knows, we've been doing this a combined 60 some odd years between the 3 of us, is this unforeseen conditions. I can't stress it enough. We got to come back to that over and over again, so that if you work with American Design and Build, we will tell you up front that you need to have a certain percentage of your budget to accommodate for things that may not be seen in the walls,
Unforeseen.
or things that are going to
That's
occur.
exactly why Earl says, whenever you address the B word, don't forget the F word.
That's right.
Let me elaborate. When you address the budget, don't forget the fudge factor.
That's right.
Okay, and I believe in the first show or second show, Lee, you referred to it as 10, 20%, put along on the side extra for problems, because we're in this remodeling business. And we talked about opening the can of worms and going fishing.
That's right, Earl. That's
Okay?
right.
We
That's
talked
right.
about that. And sometimes you open a can of worms and you're going to need more than the 10 or 20% that you have put alongside for problems, and you better have it.
That's
Otherwise,
correct.
your project's going to come to a stop, and
Well,
you're
let's
gonna be delayed.
let's
And let's
do
not-
a for instance on
Okay.
that. Okay, so we're working on a project now.
we're ripping out of the kitchen for
No,
Mike.
this is a real project that we're working on in Sloatsburg. I'm not going to throw out anybody's name out there, but there is a situation now where the addition's completely done. We're starting to do the well work around the egress window, which is in the basement, to let the people out in case of fire. And the municipality has requested, it was an older house, they renovated, put a few floors on it. The existing septic system is no longer adequate. The location is no longer good. This person needs to now relocate an entire septic system into an area of rock. So you have a situation now that occurs that she cannot move back into her house because there is no sewer there. The septic is the means of sanitary disposal, and she needs to spend $15,000 to relocate into a rock area, trans-evapo bed, which is a special septic system to be done in rock, and she is not prepared at this point to do that.
She didn't anticipate it.
She
at all.
didn't anticipate it. So now we're not at a standstill. We're moving at a slower pace, allowing her to gradually grab some funds from wherever she's going to take care of this problem. But it became a big issue. So again, if you're doing this type of a renovation on a house, which is we consider a major renovation, where you're adding a whole entire second floor and some bedrooms, the septic system, if you're not on a sewer, the septic system is something that is so important and that may be overlooked by your contractor if you don't have the right team in there to advise you up front when you're
And
talking.
be aware of these things.
Right, when you're talking at the beginning of the project. Now, we talked about at the beginning of the project. The project took about a month and a half, 2 months to get through the municipality. At the time that we did get the approvals, the municipality was fine with the septic system. And now the municipality has changed its building department around, and they have changed the way that they review these projects, and she was in the middle, and she got caught. And so now we have an issue where, again, it's
Delays.
15% of the budget right there just for that one item. So if you left 20% back, you were only left now with 5% to deal with the rest of the items that might arise during the construction. So it's something to be aware of, and we make the people aware of it. And most people are on sewer, so the septic issue doesn't come up. And in smaller municipalities or in bigger municipalities in New Jersey where there isn't a sewer district, there are sewers, there are septics and wells, and these are issues that restrict you from building in certain locations because of that. And if you've gone ahead and started a project and we're unaware of this, your well might have to be moved if the septic is moved, because you have to have a certain distance between the well and the septic. So by moving the septic now, she might have another condition where she has to re-drill a well, which can run anywhere from $5,000 to
That's how deep you gotta go,
$10,000.
right.
So now you're into $25,000. So there's a lot of little things that escalate into big things when you're working on these. So
picking out the right team will end up helping an awful lot of
the right team, and being honest with what's going to happen on this project. We need to look at this, or we need to be concerned with a septic change, if that, or an addition, not even a change, but you may have to enlarge the septic field to accommodate for the bedroom count, because this is how they determine your septic size is based on, not on bathrooms. You can have 15 bathrooms and one bedroom. They just consider it on the bedroom. So if you have 5 or 6 bedrooms and you started out as 3 bedrooms, that means you have to double the size of your septic. And in most places, if you're working with small properties, you have a real issue there. And so,
great point.
Just wanted to throw that one out there when we're talking about budget and unforeseen conditions.
That hit the point.
I'm going fishing.
That's a big can of worms there.
Earl, you're perfect.
Earl's out.
Earl's out. Earl's going fishing. He looks outside at the sunshine. He's ready to go. So after we were done with that, the budget and so forth, we went through the professional selection of the architect who would guide you through the process of designing and laying out your project with the
Overall
budget in
project,
mind.
right.
And then we started getting into the ground. And we did miss one step in the process, and that's site planning, which next week we're going to have Tom Vanderbeek, who's a land surveyor, professional engineer from the Rockland and Hudson area, come in and speak about what needs to be done on your site planning work and site planning prior to actually starting the foundation, which we spoke about last week. So we sort of jumped the gun with the foundation a little bit last week. So we're going to digress next week and get into site planning work, which includes the septic, the well, the drainage areas, retention
Size
areas.
for everything too.
You mean somebody doesn't say, hey, let's put that over there and that over there?
Somebody does. That's you from American Design and Builds. You say put that over there, and the engineer has to come and stake out where there is. And once we know where there is by the engineer, we know that we are exactly where we have to be. And this is a part that we skipped, and we want to go through that and give you folks out there an opportunity to call in with your questions prior to starting your project about site planning. If you're going to move a walk, if you're going to be adding an addition behind your house, maybe your septic is behind your house. You have to now relocate your septic from where the construction area is to a spot behind that. This gentleman that's coming in is going to discuss all of those issues, as well as drainage from your rooftop gutters. Where does the water go when it comes down those little white things and drains out onto your driveway and creates an ice slick or an Earl slick or some sort of slick?
Well, slick it is. And the most, again, one of the things we're going to address here is water removal because, and again, that'll be part of the roofing show with the gutters and downspouts. The number one enemy of the home is water.
That's right, Earl.
And the most important thing is to get the water away from your home. Mm-hmm. And it has to do with your gutter system and how that's laid out. It has to do with your downspouts and your tubes to take it away. And your final grade, your grade should be 1 inch per foot for the first 10 feet from your home.
That's right. That's what Mr. Vanderbeek might be able to help us out with some of those as well next week.
Exactly. And so we would like to address all these things. It's very important. If you've got water coming in your foundation because maybe your downspouts are dumping all that water, hundreds of gallons of water during a rainstorm, right up against your foundation.
Sounds like trouble.
That's a big problem.
That's a big one. Mike, what do you have to add? So we went through this is the type of programming we're trying to accomplish. We're going to lay out the next 4 or 5 shows in a sequence of electric, plumbing, framing.
You know, it's amazing. It's becoming like an encyclopedia.
Well, that's and a timeline.
Yeah.
An encyclopedia based on the timeline and the process of the construction.
It's good to be aware of all these things. I mean, we talk about it during our regular work week also. Each of us has our own basic specifications and specialty areas, but to hear it all brought together is amazing. I'm telling you, every week something gets learned.
That's it. And again, if you folks you're hearing just the tail end of the show, we have the Magic Hat here. We have a couple of Sony products we're giving away. 651-1110. We'd love to hear from you in the last few minutes of the show here. We want to know if you have any questions about your home improvements. And
it
also
doesn't have to be on today's program.
Right.
It could be whatever works right now for you.
And you can stream us at www.wtbq.com Thursday nights from 8 to 9. So if you want to recap what we were saying here, or you didn't quite understand some things, Thursday night is your opportunity to pick the show up on your computer and listen to it at your leisure. And we will be bringing to you, again,